everyone, Joe here from ActionX. Welcome to What's on the Tube, or welcome back if this is your second The Rookie Feds Season 1, hopefully, episode review for you today. We're in the groove of things. The beginnings are over. We're kind of out of that new season beginnings, vibe. We're kind of just getting right into, the storylines, the characters, everything's going on here. Gotta say already, I'm loving the show. Now this is where the groove's getting in. Again, I said this before in last week's review, and I'll say it again. Yes, some of the writing is a little cringe. It definitely isn't on the golden standard of The Rookie, but it's getting close. It's getting close. I just love it the way, it is now becoming its own identity. You kind of have a couple of similarities that you can already point out off the get of, this is kind of similar to this, or this is kind of similar to this. But overall, right now, going into things, now it's kind of not feeling like a Rookie tie-in show and starting to feel like its own thing, which is great. It doesn't mean we're still not going to get our fair share of Rookie cameos or appearances or just references, but it is very much trying to be its own thing at the end of the day, because like I said before, there's only so much you can do about being part of an established world, an established universe. But the more important thing at the end of the day that's going to get you to keep telling your story is making sure your own story is at least good. And so far, I think it's great. Even though it's technically, not really a story type show, this is more like a character driven show. So far, the characters we're getting to some point. We're actually, growing and developing these characters already with episode 2 off the gate, which I think it's really, really good. I will say great. But, as always, I'm just holding back already. There's a lot of fun moments in this episode. Let's get through it. Let's go to the Butcher Recap and talk about this week's episode of The Rookie Feds. So we begin, our core team is finishing up an assignment. They're in a gun shade. Everyone's in a wedding dress, and I'm just scared. Bro, I want to see this wedding. We're now in, I think this is the third time I've said this before on a review somewhere this year alone, where I'm like, bro, how does your cold open already want me to see that full episode? I want to see the wedding, because, why is Simone in a wedding dress? What the hell are they trying to arrest? And, it's just, I think that's also a great sign of, even the smaller stuff you see that you don't get to see is enough to, encapsulate you, I want to see more of that. And, I'm just curious on what the heck is going on. So, Simone, Brandon, oh, damn, I had their names in the top of my head. Oh, no, I had them. They were, I was burning them into my head. Oh, damn, yeah, I swear to God, I had the other two names, the training agents. I had their names on my page for the longest time. I even had them on it, and now I forgot. And I'm just like, bro, why do you do this to me? Why? I'm sorry. I'll get back to the actual review in a second. I'm also using this excuse as to try to remember it in the last minute possible. But, sad to say, and also I never cheat. I never, stand up, go to the computer, check it. I don't. Damn, I was really, 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 really close. I think it's Carter. I want to say it's Carter. The, Simone's training. I want to say it's Carter. I apologize if it isn't. I will clarify myself again next week. As for Brandon's training officer, again, it was one of those. I have a feeling her name is Paula or some. It starts with a P. I thought it was Petra for a minute because Jane the Virgin, but I'm like, no, it's not. It's not Petra. It's two completely different things. I'm gonna say for now it's Carter and Paula. I'm gonna say that if I do make a mistake, I apologize. Any newcomers, I very much am horrible with names from the get-go. I tried this episode, it's part of our rookie universe. I gotta be on my game, and I'm just not. It's it just. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know the results next week when we come back. Anyway, so where was I? Yeah, so they're finishing it off. They're in a gunfight. Simone shoots off a steam pipe, managing to prevent the criminals from escaping. They get the arrest. It's their second official case. So I believe it's picking back up from last week's episode's ending. So this is the wrap up. This is their second official case and their second official, a big win for them. Obviously, Garz is already stroking that big screw you to all the superiors right now. But so far we're 2 for 2. We're winning. We're pulling out wins. This team is successful. We're getting shit done. So it's a big win for them. I want to say we cut to the next morning already, where Simone and her dad are already getting on to some daughter daddy type grouping, which honestly the way he described that bacon he cooked with a little bit of brown sugar and a little bit of cayenne, I'm like, that sounds yummy. No, I'm gonna say, yeah, I can't eat much this week because I got a lot of things to do with Comic-Con. But I'm like, when I get the opportunity, I'm gonna try that recipe. But really, really try that out. And I really want my hands on that bacon. Simone asked him to use the car since the bureau hasn't really given her a formal work vehicle yet for her to use, so she has to use his fancy dancy Cadillac, which is like not my baby. It's like, what is it with like people in general calling their cars their babies? And the way I think about it now is like, oh wait, one of my best friends is a car guy, and he literally called, I think, his first car, like his first purchase car, baby. And I'm just like, I'm laughing a little bit like, oh, I know that answer. Like I don't even know why I'm asking that to y'all. I really don't know. I want to say, yeah, there's not really much tension between them yet. It's just about the car. So Simone heads up to work. She's driving there. She passes by a fellow neighbor who kicks off another teenager off her property. Apparently, he was selling drugs to her grandchild. Simone goes after him. She tries to go peacefully with him, but it doesn't really work out. So she hits him with the front door. He gets knocked over, knocking all the drugs out of his backpack and such. And her worriness is not about the guy that she's trying to arrest, but also about the dent that's on her car's door. And I'm like, also, another thing I gotta point out, that Cadillac, it's fucking beautiful. Like, that shade of red is perfect. I wish I had that car. I wish. Maybe someday, but not today. I'm doing other stuff. Anyway, where was I going with that? So yeah, we head back to the bureau. Clark fills in on her, Janaya, they don't get to that point yet. She's already like moaning about like the fact that, okay, what do I do with my dad's car? She remembers that the bureau has like a body shop in store. So, she gets Elena, who is, Garza's niece, who is working with them. She's an assistant to Garza, but not really like the comedic relief character. She has her, take care of it, and she gets squared away on that. She goes out to Brandon about it, and, they're kind of feeling a little bit, Brandon's not feeling 100% iffy on it. Also, I forgot to mention during the firefight at the beginning of the episode, he's still thinking about taking the offer with the director for his movie, and he thinks that this is a really big deal for him. Like, this could be his chance to get back into like a new genre, a new territory. Even though he's an FBI agent now, this can kind of be a big deal for him. But he's still debating, because, he worked hard to get to this point, and he's already kind of self-doubting himself. Like, is this going to last forever? Is this really the thing that's going to, like, put me on the next real path to life and such? And, it's all fair. It's a fair question and a fair assessment to have for anyone. But Simone's like, look, we're already 2 for 2. We're doing great as rookies. I feel like, now you should really show what you made of, and, actually like make your mark on this program, even though they still got like a long 17 months to go. But it doesn't matter. They're still here for the long haul, hopefully. And so like prove what you're worth from the get go, than waiting until like you're comfortable now. Like, make now your comfortability. Garza's about to eat a very hefty breakfast burrito, and Paula, again, I apologize if that's not her name. Again, I will clarify that next week. She literally slaps the burrito out of his hand, because like, now that she knows about his health problems, she's like, you cannot be eating greasy food like while you're in the middle of heart medication. He's like, it's just food, man. Let me enjoy my food. He's about to go back in the trash. 3-second rule for the food. And she dumps his coffee all over it. And I was just like thinking to myself, brah, that is some like, I don't know why, it just hits me. Like, it's an effective humor, and it really works out well. And even Garza's like, debating after she leaves, like, you know what? The coffee and the burrito were going to be in my system already, so why not have the whole thing at one bite? But damn, I accidentally muted myself. But his niece shows up, and she's like, what's going on? And he's like, nothing, just getting my work done, getting shit done here. Carter and Paula fill in on Simone and Brandon about their rookie handbooks, that basically a list of stuff they have to accomplish by the end of their 18-month probation period, and even missing one item off their list mean that they're not going to be able to like move on formally as agents, and they're done with their careers there. Which is a bit of like a checklist thing, which sometimes I do respect that. Hopefully it won't be one of those things where like they go back into the handbook every single week, like, oh, we're gonna cross this up, or we're gonna cross this up. I hope it's not the case about that. It becomes a little formulaic when they do that. I know in the Rookie, like the mainline show, they did do that for an episode where they mentioned that they have to get certain points by the end of a certain period of their ship. This is like just like the whole probationary period they have to accomplish these things. So it's not like we have to check in on it every time. So hopefully we won't get to hear about that for a while. But the one thing to note is that they're immediately like, they're go-getters. They're like, let's knock off the most difficult thing off this list right now so that from here on out, it showcases that we're ready to like tackle on the harder stuff at first glance, but as well as to get that out of the way now so we don't stress about it later. So they decide to get CIs, which if you remember from just any other law enforcement show or anything that has to do with, you know, the government. Basically, CI is a confidential informant, so someone that's already inside of like something illegal or can get you access to illegal information or just giving you like, you know, leads and such like that. That's a CI, and so they're responsible to getting one. Then normally that takes like more months of like training and such, like get comfortable with before you can get your own CI. But they're like, you know what? Simone's got her people skills and Brandon's got, well, his former acting skills. So they immediately head out. Brandon says he already has a guy at a hotel who's been in and out, you know, with the whole, during his entire career. So he and Paula head out to go check that out. Simone is about to work in the guy she brought in the arrest because he's been involved with some pretty big drug dealers. So it's like, this could be an in, like just get someone like majorly minor off the streets. So, you know, it's still a big win. It's still a small victory for them. However, they get a little bit of a conflict. You know, Simone and Clark, they get a little bit of an issue. Like, you know, Simone's going to use her charms to win him over, and oh no, did I refer to them? Oh no, Carter, yeah, I remember now. Carter is already like, you know what? No, facts are more proven to like actually get people to turn. Like once you present them fact with like, you know, you're gonna go to jail for this amount of time, and you're gonna get charged with this crime, and you get this and this and this, like that enough will scare them enough. But you know, again, the whole part of this unit is to think outside the box, to not follow the norm, to not follow the, you know, step A, step B type protocol. And, you know, so like, let's give it a chance. Let's do a little bet. Let's do a little Betty bet. So we head up to LAPD. We get our Smithy cameo for the 4th Rookie-ish episode in a row. The season premiere, the series premiere last on Sunday's episode of The Rookie and today's episode of The Rookie. I sort of got, this is a way, like, if we get a perfect score for Smithy, like, he appears in everything. I'm like, okay, that just proves like Smithy is the best character in the Rookie version. That's just a fair assessment to say. So Simone goes to interrogate the dude, and the dude is immediately crushing on her. Like, he's simping for her, and I swear to God, that's the first time I'm ever saying that on camera, and I feel so cringe. I'm old as hell, and also I don't know why. So she manages to win him over. You know, he's stroking his like big ego, saying, "Oh, I know plenty of things, man. Like even in the building I'm working at right now, like, you know, legally, there's like some shady shit going on. Like every floor is rented out by some sort of medical office, except the first floor. But there's always equipment being moved in there, and people coming in and out at random times. So I feel like something illegal is going down over there. Maybe it's aliens, which I sort of got. If that's a setup for like the Rookie, I forgot who does government. I forgot who does that. I want to say it's the military, you know, or an army base somewhere. I forgot who handles all the Area 51 stuff, like the rumored Area 51 stuff. I want to say it's the army. So if we get the Rookie army, you know, to fight aliens, let's do that. Let's do that show. Let's get Nolan and Simone to space. I'm joking here. That's like really thinking out of my bandwagon there. But you know, they use that as enough information to get in on that. So Brandon and Paula head over to the hotel to go meet up with the supposed informant, a very well chillax, you know, hotel bellhop who's just, you know, yeah, I can use some extra money. So like, if I let you know of any illicit going on in these hotels, I'll let you know. And turns out the only reason why Brandon knows about him is that when they used to like have parties back when he was an actor, he would still work there. So he would know some shady stuff that even Brandon was up to. So it makes sense. And, you know, obviously, like even the job I get around him, like it doesn't seem like the things he knows is really like that big of a deal, to be honest with you. But you know what? At the end of the day, information is still information. So they get pulled from that potentiality. They get called over back to the main case of like trying to bust this underground medical thingy. Let's just call it for now. So Simone and Carter getting the guy ready, wire, trying to get some sort of like verbal evidence on anything before they move in. However, they, just in case, as backup, they call in for LAPD support just in case if anything happened. And who do we get on the LAPD front? We get none other than Bradford and Lucy, and it's like, okay, let's call that. And honestly, again, like, okay, so before I get into this, there was some commotion on Twitter with the whole timeline confusion, because in The Rookie, I'm pretty sure anyone who's watching The Rookie Feds is also watching The Rookie, so it's not a spoiler, but just in case, if you haven't been watching The Rookie Season 5, this is a mild spoiler for the more recent episode, is when, so, in that episode, Lucy got offered something for the an undercover school while she's in the LAPD. She had a bit of a difficulty trying to decide that, considering what happened in the premiere. So she was like a little bit against it, but Bradford, I believe, manages to give her the final push for her to like go in. So timeline-wise, she should be in undercover school. Reality-wise, where this episode takes place in the timeline, I'm gonna say is when she comes back from undercover school. That's kind of my guesstimation, but then also, you know, this is exactly the kind of the murky things when you have two shows that are kind of airing at the same time. They're supposed to be on the same timeline, but then one show contradicts the other. Again, like I used last week's analogy with the Arrowverse, like sometimes it happens where, like, you know, at the end of the day, the writers have to worry about their own story, and if they want to include another character from the larger universe, they can't really think about what's going on with their character, so they kind of like just have to write it as is, and hopefully like the powers maybe will figure it out. So in this case, let the powers maybe figure it out. So Bradford and Lucy go meet up with Brandon and Paula. Brandon and Paula go to exchange like what's the bound plan in case they do have to get in there and like, you know, extradite the informant. Chen starts geeking out over Brandon because she watched Vampire Sucks or Vampire Cop when she was going for a breakup, so she's kind of a big fan. They take a selfie, and I swear to God, we just turned to Bradford and Paul, and like, I'm so embarrassed. And again, like, first of all, funny scene. It's a very quaint, funny scene. It's not supposed to make you laugh out loud, but it's supposed to like make you chuckle. Because again, you know Bradford's character, you kind of know Paula's character by this point. So it makes sense to why their reaction would be like that. So it works out in their benefit. Also, again, you know, they're not trying to be slapstick here, where they look at each other and like say, and it's like, you know, it's like, hey, we gotta have the similarity. Like, it's not trying to be that. They're just trying to, you know, emphasize that, you know, they're both embarrassed by people they're training. So, you know, that's the kind of the commonality factor here. The Simone's informant gets a little bit cold feet at the last minute. He's about to pull out, but I'm still learning the names here. I apologize. What was his name again? Oh God, Carter manages to pull him back in, but just the facts again say like, you're going to jail for a whole decade if you don't do this, and he's like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So he gets weaned back into it. He heads in. Already a horrible spy. Like, you know, he's talking on the comms, he's talking so loudly, he's like really not acting so well. Again, Simone did not train him well. He is still a teenager. Like, why is he doing this again? I really don't know. Two guys discover him. He's trying to weasel his way through. It's not working. He gets ordered to get kicked off the premises, but he's acting macho. He tries to stay put, but the other guy gets him on the ground. They start beating him up. They move in to extract him. So it's just, so the four of them and Bradford and Lucy, so they head in, they manage to subside the situation. They go deeper into the floor to find out that they're doing illegal plastic surgery, which I'm like, okay, that's kind of basic. I mean, I guess that's kind of the joke that, like, you know, Simone shouldn't be counting her chickens yet. But no, it turns out it's an underground plastic surgery station for pretty illegal criminals, including the number 9 person on the FBI's most wanted list, because they have a picture of him on the display for, like, in terms of, like, you know, trying to get to be as accurate as possible. But so the other thing to note is for that front is that, what was I going to say? Well, I had a connection theory to that, but I completely forgot. But yeah, so like someone's like, wow, I found the number 9 most criminal with my little CI. I consider that a big win for me. So they head back. Garza once again trying to stroke that big D, trying to say like, we're 3 for 3, baby. Let's go. We are on a roll. Also, this is, oh yeah, I forgot there was one scene I forgot before we move any further. Carter has a conversation with the, I believe her name is Tracy, so Courtney Ford's character, aka Brandon Routh's wife, aka Brandon Routh played a character on The Rookie, so it's like it's all connected in the family. Said that before last week. Moving on. It's been a few days now, so Carter's trying to plead with her, like, look, the program is working. This unit is working so well. Why do you got to keep shutting it down? Like, I can't do this right now. But Tracy's like, look, I hate Garza. I want this unit shut down. And I know you want that promotion. And so, again, give me that information and you'll get your promotion. Otherwise, you're going to get demoted. And damn, I was like, damn, that's pretty harsh. And again, like, we need to know more about this. Like, we need to know more about Tracy eventually down the road. I don't think it's going to... If we start getting into, like, every episode, we're just getting an update. Like, Tracy's like, where's my information? What's going on? Like, if we start getting that every week, then I'm like, okay, I'll kind of be a little sick of it. So hopefully we'll get some more information about her down the road. I know she's on a main lead with the show, so I'm like, she's just recurring. But hopefully we'll get some more information about her very soon at some point. Oh, I know it's not Paul, it's Laura. Okay, the profile. I knew, like, I was thinking Family Matters, so I'm like, yeah, there we go. I got that. Now I got all of them. Yeah, there we go. Like, there's my brain working there. So apologies if that sounded kind of random. So they're about to celebrate. However, Elena comes in and tells them, like, yeah, so the guy itself is not the guy you think you got. Like, it's got different fingerprints and it's a different match. So, like, fuck. So, like, well, still, it has to be a connection. There has to be some sort of connection between them. So, Simone and Carter head back to the hospital to go check in on him. Meanwhile, Brandon gets a call from his CI saying that there's a big lead back at the hotel. You should head back here now. So, they head over there. It turns out just to be a congressman and some lady. They presume to be a prostitute. And at first, it's like, oh, this is a big deal. Thank you so much. And Laura's like, this is absolutely nothing. Like, there's, like, yeah, prostitution is illegal, but, there's, what does this do on a federal level that, that the regular LAPD or any regular detectives cannot handle? But Brandon's like, you know what? This could be corruption. This could lead into, like, potential blacklisting, which will lead into corruption, which will lead into a federal arrest. Which, like, he's not wrong, but it's like, you're really skipping the stones here if anyone even cares about this congressman at all. So, Laura said they should just pull out, okay, this is done. We'll come back another time for, like, if anything else substantial comes out. So they're about to take point and leave. However, Brandon, being a little bit of an initiator, goes up to the prostitute, the supposed prostitute, saying that, hey, look, if the congressman's doing anything to you, like, you're safe with us. We're the FBI. And she's like, bro, I'm not a prostitute. I'm his wife. He's like, wait a minute, but you look different in the phone. It's like, because I wear a wig. They're kinky like that. Think Modern Family, when Modern Family did Phil and, I forgot his wife's name. I think it's Kim. No, it's not Kim. My brain is, it's a Modern Family thing. It's a similarity, like, they're just acting like other people to get a rush out of, doing things sexually or just keeping the passion alive in a marriage. That's kind of how it is right there. And, all the illicit passing and everything was just like, just for fun. This is all just for fun. And she's like, oh, really? So you were accusing me as a prostitute. And, just accusing that my husband was involved in these, like, extra, I forgot the terminology for it, like, extracurricular sexual activities. And Brenda's like, fuck. Simone and Carter head to the hotel, the hospital. They talk to the individual. He explains that, like, yeah, he was a man that was really into depth. He really had a lot of issues. And then one day he got an opportunity to become this guy. He got $250G as a payment. And, he would have gotten more once the surgeries were completed. So they're like, okay, so who's the real guy you've been talking to? So they get that information. But once everyone heads back over to the main HQ, Garza's already chewing out Brandon for, like, doing the whole congressman accusation under false pretenses, not having the right information. Garza's mad because, like, I don't need this failure laying down on my team like that. One of my rookies literally kind of cost us a major point of credibility with his actions. And, Laura's trying to defend him, and it's not really working. Garza's not seeing things through correctly. And even Garza has a great line saying, like, I've been divorced 3 times. I do not need another man's wife telling me what I'm doing wrong, because I broke up with all my marriages because of that. I'm like, damn. 3 times, Garza? 3 times? Jesus. You lucky. Not really. I'm kidding. So he gets mad. He gets furious with Brandon. However, the anger subsides when Simone and Carter come in saying that they have news, that they probably have a lead on the guy and his location. So Garza's like, you know what? Station this conversation for another day. This is an opportunity for us to get a win and, end the day off with a victory. They head over to the house while he's showering, and everyone looks at his dick, and everyone's just like, the package is huge. And I'm like, I really hate when shows do that, but what can I do? Moving on. So they're about to arrest him. They're about to cuff him, and he says, "Wait, I'm not the real guy you're looking for. I'm just a body double. I'm just another body double." And someone's like, "How many body doubles does this one guy have to have?" And I'm like, Jesus. Like, actually, she's got a point. Like, how many fucking body doubles do you really need? Anywho, where do we go from that? I think we just head back to HQ where they're interrogating him, and he explains to them like, yeah, so I got hired originally to be the body double. I got through an initiation process. I spent 2 weeks with him, like learning his mannerisms, learning the way he talks, learning the way he speaks. And then afterwards, I got submitted in to like become him, like, you know, fill in for him whenever he's like relatively not available, which is most time, which included a lot of money. Like, don't get him wrong, but he, you know, the money isn't enough. Like, you know, he's still like kind of just tired of it. He just doesn't want to do it anymore. So he hired a body double for himself to become him. So I'm like, so you were the body double and you were trying to get a body double for the body double. So does that make it a body triple or a body quadruple? We don't know. We really don't know. Anyway. So that's what he's trying to explain to, like, you know, that's why he hired the guy we saw before, and that's why, you know, he's here right now, and, you know, I'll easily talk once I make a deal with y'all, so I can give you the information, and sadly, Simone loses that edge to, like, you know, get that victory over Carter, which is a very dipshit. Also, this character, played by Mark Pella, I forgot the name, got there. He played Lucifer on Supernatural. He played one of the kids' dad in 13 Reasons Why. He's been around my life. He's been around the circles of TV a lot, so it's good to see him again. It's been a while. Still good looking man. I'll give him credit there. So I think I want to say that's kind of where that day wraps up, because I think it just becomes nighttime, so everyone's heading home. Brandon's just feeling down about, you know, his failure to kind of assess the situation and get his own CI already off the get-go. Laura, as a way to cheer him up, decides to tell him what her profile of him was, and it was mostly that she thinks he's insecure, that the only reason he took this position to gain some sort of like confidence, that, you know, every time he was typecast when he was still in Hollywood, and he kind of got sick of that. So now this is his chance to, like, you know, really gain a new identity for himself. But this may not work because, you know, considering all his actions today, it might just mean for him to be a probationary case for future rookies, which he feels down about that. So he leaves before he can talk to Simone. Simone also gets informed that the car was not repaired in time, so she still has to take home a broken car to her dad, and she's like really not ready for that. Clark's back at his motel. No, not Clark. Carter's back in his motel room. He gets visited by his soon-to-be ex-wife, who's dropping off some clothes for him for work. It's a little bit awkward between them. It just seems like the wife is just ready to move on, you know, move away and like start a new life with her kid. But he's still trying to keep hope alive. He's saying, like, look, I got a sure thing, a new job for us, you know, a new beginning, you know, a guaranteed desk job, guaranteed everything. And the confusing part of it, for me at least, because again, I don't have the whole context of their situation, was that she got mad when she said, like, how did you get this supposed locked deal? And he said, oh, because of Tracy. And she's like, really? That woman? Like, I only wanted you to be happy, and you clearly were not happy with your positions, which affected his home life, which led him to be separated. And he's like, this is a chance for us to like start over, like really be a family again. But she's like, are you going to be happy? Whatever she's having you do, is that really the right way you want to get that position? And he doesn't really answer properly, because like he knows for himself, like, yeah, he understands what he could gain from this, but what he's going to cost at the end of the day for, you know, sacrificing this team for what he's getting. So it has to even out a little bit. Clark heads back home. She gets run in by her dad, who's not mad about the car at all, but he's mad about like the fact that she arrested a local teen from the community, that she got him hurt during an operation, that he got hurt by his car, and, you know, all that sort of, and he's just mad, like, you know, like, you're saying you want to change the FBI, yeah, you're using this teen to get what you want, which is not what you're saying what you want to do. Like, it's acting like you're a little shady. And she's like, well, I'm doing what I can because we got a really big ass criminal. But again, even though the guy is the number 9 most wanted criminal on the planet, Simone's dad does not care. His number 1 priority is the community. He does not care about the world's problem. He cares about his community's problems, which again, I respect, but he's also not seeing the larger picture here. But, you know, he gets mad, he leaves, and kind of leaves Simone on her own, like, to ponder herself. That night, Brandon decides to like say screw it. He's going over to the table read for that movie he got offered in. Supposedly he does pretty well. You know, it seems a little fishy, the room. Like, I'm just wondering, where is the ball going to drop? Like, there's going to be some sort of ball that's going to drop. The table reads over. He gets a standing ovation. Everyone's, you know, praising him a little bit. Like, they can't wait to start working on the movie with him and, you know, get all that stuff done. However, he forgets he has to leave a script behind, you know, as of customary for table reads. So he heads back over to hand off his script. However, he overhears the producer kind of getting into some illegal activities and admitting that the whole movie is actually a ploy to filter. Yeah, my tea kettle just went off for some reason. I just heard like a random like tool. I don't know if that got caught on camera, but so he finds out that apparently the whole movie's actually just a scam to like actually funnel some illegal money into like to becoming clean money. So yeah, so that's not really good for him because like, you know, again, you figure out someone you know is shady, but this is your one chance to kind of like get back into like, you know, acting on a more serious level. Yeah, you might have to lose it. We cut over to the next day. I want to say I forgot what happened the next day. To be honest with you, so we start the day off with like, you know, the deal went through and the original body double says that, you know, it's in Miami, wherever this guy really is, it's in Miami. I want to say, yeah, so they all head up to Miami in the jet. However, even though they know the supposed location of like the state he's in, the way this guy is describing his entire house is like literally almost half the house is in Miami. So that doesn't really help them out a lot. So they got to narrow it down somehow. Brandon implores this actor's technique to kind of like calm the mind, remember certain parts, and then you try to like replay those events so they can figure out where exactly this house is. It seems to be working. They managed to narrow it down, like all he says, into one house. Although it's still like a big risky lead because like this is not really a proven method of like getting the information. But again, the entire team is based on like, you know, out the box thinkers, so they don't really have like other options in this case. So they get the location, they head him to the house. It's just a random husband and wife at first glance. So they're like, shit, this has to be wrong. Like, you know, something's wrong here. Like, you know, if everything lines up to a T, there definitely is something else here. You know, Garza is pretty pissed that, like, you know, he did all this work, he used all these resources, and they're bringing back no one. Brandon's like considering that he's done here, like this is over for him, like, you know, that after 2 failed, you know, attempts, this could be it. But Laura says, don't count your chickens yet. Like, there is something amiss here, but so don't really say like you're done just quite yet. Simone and Carter are finishing up the paperwork, making sure they're all clear for everything. A couple of suspicious word cues and, you know, characteristics kind of stick out for Carter. So he tells Simone, like, it could be possible he's actually the guy they're looking for, except that he himself went for a bunch of plastic surgery to make himself look unrecognizable. But they need to scar it somewhere, so that's going to be their proof that they got their guy. So Simone uses her charm again. She manages to lure the guy pretty close, confirming he does have plastic surgery marks. So they are able to confirm that, yeah, it is him. That is the guy they're looking for. The wife throws a smoke grenade, allows them to escape. They get guns. A very weird gunfight ensues. Simone and Carter are going after the main dude, and Brandon and Laura are going after the wife. Not a bad pace scene. The wife kind of gives up pretty easily. Also, the fact that their movie theater room is also in armor, which is like dope. I respect it there. The wife gets arrested pretty easily. The guy's about to get away, but Garza and the other FBI agents notice, so they manage to corner him and they get him. Case solved. They get the number 9 criminal off the street, which is like, honestly, it's still a win. Like, despite how shaky the process was to get there, it's still a win, and you know they're all proud of it. So they head over back to HQ. Everyone's happy. You know, they're 3 for 3. Everything's all right. Garza pulls aside Elena to tell her that, yeah, I have these heart problems. That's why I've been eating so differently, that I'm acting so differently, because like I'm trying to keep this on the down low. Because, you know, again, if anyone was to find out in the higher ups, they would let him go do the surgery, and then they would shut down the program in the meantime while he was away and unable to actually fight for it. So sadly, he doesn't really have a choice there. Elena says, like, I'll do it. I'll keep the secrets, but I gotta tell the family. And he's like, no. You're not doing that at all. Like, typical Hispanic fare. I love it. Where do we go from here? I want to say we got to wrap up somewhere. Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. So Carter tells Garza that he has been trying to be coerced by Tracy to be a leak for him to be a mole, so that Garza's team can get shut down. Carlos was like, I know Tracy would do something like this, so I made up certain things as like a loyalty test if you would jump the gun and, you know, do everything. Like in the one case earlier this episode, Carter was like, I'm going to make a case number for this case. And he's like, no, keep it off the books until after we can confirm that it's a victory for us. We don't need any L's on our credentials right now, which was the one thing that Carter was going to use against him had he decided to, like, you know, snitch on him. But the fact he's admitting, like, I did not stitch on you, like, you know, I decided at the end of the day, it's not worth it. This is not the right way to do things. And Garza's like, I know, this was all basically a test to make sure if you were loyal enough to, like, really be on the team. And spoilers, he passed. So that worked out well for him. So, you know, as much as Carter's probably hurting inside that, like, he lost the opportunity to maybe try and salvage his family, at least if there is a chance he's going to do it, he's going to do it the right way. And, you know, that is the respectful part about this whole endeavor. I want to say, yeah, Simone gets the car fixed, so that's wrapped up as well. Brandon meets Laura outside of her neighborhood, trying to, like, you know, tell her that, you know, I kind of made an assessment of you. Like, the only reason, like, you're acting a little bit hard on me and acting the way you are because, like, you view me as a gauge to, like, see if there's still any success left in you, that my success equals your success. So that's why you're trying to keep me on the straight and narrow, trying to keep me correctly pathed away for his future career. He said, like, you know, as much as my original CI sucks, I have a potential lead on another CI that could lead us to a really big federal crime. She's like, I'm in. So they have it to the guy's movie studio. They immediately corner him and just say, yeah, we know that you've been, you know, laundering this money, and, you know, it would be a long sentence for you. But if you were to help us out, like, kind of snitch on them, we can knock off some few years. And he's like, sure, I'll do it. He's like, just the most casual, like, I'll do it. I'll be a snitch. And if I get stitches, oh well. I want to say, yeah, that was it on the HQ side of things. I don't think we skipped anything else. Yeah, we just head back home. Carter showcases, like, the completed car to her dad, you know, like, and she also explains, like, yeah, the kid that helped us out originally, that led this entire investigation. All the charges were dropped for his involvement in this, and, you know, he gets to have a fresh beginning, you know, a fresh new life. And she's like, you know, this is all that we can get out of it. And you know, our dad's like, you know what? I'm not going to agree on how we got here, but I will agree with the fact that the end result is something actually that is pretty splendid. So that works out pretty well for them. And I believe that ends this week's episode, I believe. I don't think there's anything else I'm missing. And otherwise, yeah, that was it. For me, I thought this was really good. I think we're already getting to the flow of things, you know, developing, like, strengthening the dynamics that Simone and damn, I forgot again. Carter are going to have with their friendly, you know, rivalry. We really don't need to start anything for Brandon and Laura. Please, can we not? It's probably not going to happen. And I said that before. Like, I get it was kind of weird. Like, you know, it's kind of like weird. Like, you know, they're trying to be partners, but there could be something more. That's the kind of, like, the vibe I'm already getting. I don't need that. You know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, oh well. You know, you guys got Chenford. We don't need a second one. That's all I'm going to say. Cutter in this series so far, i.e. Simone's dad, he's pretty funny. Like, you know, he's definitely not forced into things. Like, it's all natural. Like, you know, the lines he gets, the scenes he gets, it's all natural. So I appreciate that as well. Getting to see Chen and Bradford, despite the timeline confusion, was fun to see. You know, getting to see two of our favorite rookies back again on another screen, which is also, it's always great to have, you know, just crossing things over and, you know, just having that opportunity to, like, really explore what it can mean to actually have a connection. Now, will the Feds characters ever show up on our mainline rookie episode? We don't know. I think that's unavoidable eventually. You know, we've gotten 2 back-to-back rookie cameos. I don't know about next week, but still, we'll see how it goes. Because, you know, but we got to keep that Smithy train going. Garza's also, again, proving that he's going to probably be my favorite character of the entire series. I love his banter. I love all his lines. And, you know, he definitely is servicing him as his own Commander Gray. Like, you know, just having his own pomp and circumstance. Like, you know, again, Latino representation. Gotta love it. Well, Latinx. I forgot that's the correct pronunciation now. I apologize. I'm a little bit over gun shy here. But regardless of that, I really enjoyed this episode. I'm going to give this episode 2 thumbs up. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this week's episode of The Rookie Feds? Let's start that conversation down below. And I believe this is going to do it for me today, everyone. So if you're unaware, this has been What's the Two from ActionX, reviewing every episode in the hopeful first season of The Rookie Feds. If you want to know what we're doing normally on What's the Two besides our Rookie Feds review, okay, we're doing currently the Rookie Season 5 episode reviews each and every week after brand new episodes on ABC on Sunday nights. We're also doing DC Stargirl Season 3 episode reviews each and every week after Brave News on Wednesday nights on the CW. We're also doing, starting this week, Walker Season 3 episode reviews each and every week after Brave News on Thursday nights on the CW. Also starting this week, we have Walker Independence, which is every new episodes after Thursday CW nights. I lost it. There's just so many things to talk about. But if you don't care about the Rookie Feds, you're in luck. We'll be back next week for another brand new episode review. Explosions, kidnapping, drama. You gotta love it. But that's next week's episode. But again, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to us on youtube.com/ActionX videos if you have not yet. Please also ring that bell for notification when our next reviews live. Please also like, favorite, share if you want to, as well as follow us on social media to stay up to date with any sort of updates we may have for either of our channels. But until we see each other again, thank you so much for watching. For all you feds out there, stay safe out there, be good to each other, and as always, peace out.